Around the corner from the square, bordering the River Nile at our NBC News Bureau in Cairo, there are millions of Egyptians in the streets. Let's just take in this moment for a little while. Richard Engel, this was a purely driven people's uprising. It was about freedom. It was about jobs, launched by them, assisted by social media, aimed at one person and the regime of 3 decades in Egypt.
They are now shouting, Brian, what could become the symbol of this movement. They are saying Egypt is free. Egypt is free. There has been some celebratory gunfire. There will be celebrations and street parties throughout the night here. This is the moment that so many Egyptians have been waiting for nearly 3 decades, Brian.
Not to get ahead of this noise and this moment in Cairo, but Richard, again, based on this short statement, what happens now?
The statement said that power would be transferred to the military, and the military has said all day that it will act to guarantee the legitimate aspirations of the Egyptian people. The military came out this morning and said it will work with the people. All day we saw soldiers handing out water to the protesters. We saw the soldiers turning the turrets of their tanks away from the demonstrators, signaling that they are with the protesters. And now we hear that President Mubarak stepping down, the army stepping in after promising to meet the people's demands.
Something unthinkable just a few weeks ago. We're going to try something here. Ron Allen is down in the square. There's a very good chance he can't hear us, but Ron, go ahead and describe the circumstances around you.
Ryan, I hear you loud and clear, and I hear the people of Cairo and Egypt loud and clear as well. They are shouting, "No more Mubarak." The minute the vice president ended his remarks, people started storming back into the square. I don't know if you can see behind me, but there are people mobbing us, wanting to say what they have to say. There are people crowding into the square, singing, chanting, dancing in the street. There is complete pandemonium, jubilation here. It is an incredible scene. It's an eruption of satisfaction. Victory has been won here, people are saying. It's just an unbelievable scene. People are holding their children in the air. Look around the square if you can. There are flags flying. There are people on shoulders being held aloft. There's a huge Egyptian flag in the center of the square. Just a release, an incredible release of emotion, pent-up emotion and excitement. Just a wonderful feeling in the crowd. What do you want to tell me? Yeah. What do you want to tell me?
Yeah, I am so happy. I am so happy. I need to tell President Mubarak, you have ugly face. I don't like to see you again. You don't go, please. Don't go Sharm el-Sheikh city. You can go out Egypt. Out Egypt. You have big pocket. Big pocket. It's very big anaconda. I don't like to see you again.
People
you
here.
big pocket.
Thank you. Ryan, it's just an unbelievable scene here. People are just overjoyed. Many never thought this would ever happen. Hello, do you speak English? Do you speak English? Just listen to the scene. Just listen to it. There are children. Ryan, it's just an incredible night. What freedom looks like. This is what freedom looks like. It's the only way to describe it.
Ron Allen in Tahrir Square, and Ron's quote will live on. This is what freedom looks like. The people of Egypt have ejected the leader. They've called him a dictator of 30 years, the largest Arab nation, population 80 million plus. Richard Engel, I guess this news is still going to filter through those streets in this loud way.
It certainly will, and filtering now across the country. We are hearing reports of celebrations in cities across Egypt. There have been protests today, and just to list off a few. In Beni Suef, Port Said, Suez, Asyut, Mansoura. This today became a national movement. And under the pressure of this national movement, people were out in the streets. The president decided to step down, perhaps forced to step down, and now the army moving in. We've been hearing a little bit of celebratory gunfire, but generally it has been peaceful. I was looking over the balcony right now. I could see people embracing themselves, cheering, holding their hands up in the sky, saying, Egypt is free, Egypt is free.